not giving out our presents?
Well, this could be a present. We will later, but this is the second game of the doubleheader. This is enough. Should be enough of it.
Chuck, I got your present right here. I'll show it on national television if you watch it. If you're not out in a club somewhere.
He already gave me mine.
Oh, he gave me mine as well. I haven't opened it, though. I'm going to open it on the air.
Today's your big...
The Wizards and Sacramento.
You haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. Ron Artest warmed up, and there was a late scratch. Eric Musselman didn't even know until just before tip, and so they went without him.
Way to inform your coach.
Yeah, huh?
Way to be informed.
Well, he's got to tell him. Watch Brad Miller to Kevin Martin.
Big game for Kevin Martin.
Yeah, career-high 40 points.
Really?
Brad Miller going off the glass. And Martin.
Again.
In the paint.
Yeah, that's the difference. Last year, he would not drive to the basket as much as he's doing this year. So, one, he's getting to the free throw line, but he's getting a lot of easy buckets. But this is an easy bucket for Antoine Jamison.
It was a 6-point lead at the half for Sacramento, but they could not maintain it. It was a big three for Washington getting it done as Antoine Jamison, Caron Butler, and Gilbert Arenas, obviously, all contributing. And Arenas, 30-point game, his 11th of the season.
See, there he is again to the basket.
Yeah, Kevin Martin trying to keep these guys close because they were down 17.
He did not do any of that last year.
No.
He was a strictly jump shooting, three-point shooter the whole year.
13 out of 23 from the floor, 40 points, but they just tried to keep it respectable there as Washington holds them off. 11th time that Arenas has gone for at least 30. That ties him with Dwayne Wade. They both...
Apparently, Kobe Bryant wasn't impressed.
It's funny, he doesn't really seem to have much of a conscience. I really don't think he does. I mean, some of the shots that he took tonight, you miss those. I mean, they're just terrible shots.
All right. Two of the league's 4 highest scoring teams when they're at full strength in this one. Gilbert coming off the 60. The Nuggets starting lineup, a new look with Yakuba Diawara and Linus Kleza getting the start. George Karl said there's going to be something good that comes out of this nightmare. Said a couple of guys told him, just coach like you did when you were in the CBA and you lost players all the time. That was Diawara and Kleza. Here's Andre Miller, a face and a name you know. And, hey, the Nuggets out quickly, 21-8 ahead. Earl Boykins. Karl said maybe he could use this increased playing time to get his shot right, and he did. Scored 29. It's Marcus Camby to Kleza, who played at Missouri. 10 points, 6 boards. Nuggets are up 20. We move to the 4th, and it's Boykins, a spin to Diawara. He was born in Paris, France, played at Pepperdine. That's who he is. Gilbert Arenas, as for having no conscience, he shot 30 times in this one, only made 10, held to 23, but now it's a 2-point game. We're just trying to come back, but then Camby with the block ahead to Boykins, to Miller, who pump fakes, and right there, they get the bucket. Miller had 27. George Karl said, my team plays with pride and attitude, and you had better be ready to beat us.
All right, what about the other?
The rest of our crew, I'm Matt Devlin saying good night from Cleveland. The playoffs continue tomorrow night on TNT. Miami takes on Chicago in Game 6, and the Lakers host the Suns in Game 6. You've been watching TNT, the exclusive home of the 2006 Western Conference Finals. Now let's send it down to Atlanta, Georgia, and Ernie Johnson for Inside the NBA. Take it away, EJ. What a finish in Cleveland. James for the win. 0.9 left. Arenas. LeBron does it again.
And with that, the Cleveland Cavaliers take a 3-2 lead over the Wizards as they head back to D.C. for Game 6, the second game winner of the series for LeBron James in his first playoff appearance. You chuckle, Charles. Why is that?
First of all, you can't let LeBron get the ball. I mean, you get any shot you want at any time. Any shot at any time. It's unbelievable how bad they are defensively. They're just great offensively. They're great, yeah. They're just great offensively. That's what keeps them in the game. But you can't give layup after layup after layup after layup. Ernie, come on now.
Charles, I'm not disagreeing with you.
But these are layups. You know, in a playoff game. And the double team, you come out of double team and get a layup after layup after layup. You can't take away anything from LeBron and Gilbert Arenas, but defense is, well, you know, I don't want to call a guy on tell him, but this is Antoine Jamison's fault because right there he got picked. They got him in the corner. If they collapse on him in the corner, this game is basically over. But Jamison gave up the baseline, and that was just, I mean, because you put him in that corner, the game is over.
Their first meeting since the Eastern semis a year ago, the Pistons and the Cavs in Cleveland.
Inside the NBA, brought to you by the all-new 2007 Hyundai Santa Fe, for whatever shape life takes, and by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Last time Rasheed Wallace and the Pistons went to Cleveland, they beat Cleveland in Game 6 on a night that Cleveland with LeBron James had a chance to knock them out of the playoffs last year, but they fell in Game 6. So this is their first meeting in that same gym, and LeBron off to a good start, went 6 out of 7, 12 points in the first quarter, and he's shaking and baking and knocking down the rainbow jumper for a 24-22 lead after one. Move to the second. The rookie Daniel Gibson getting swatted. That's
Reggie Miller like
I was going to say by Tayshaun Prince out of nowhere to knock it off the glass. Also in the second. Hey, how about Jason Maxiell?
Well, Jason Maxiell is one of those undersized power guys, you know, and someone said almost a Charles Barkley clone-ish type player. You know, a lot to go for that, but I think he has some of those same abilities. But LeBron James has big man abilities.
52-50 at that point, but from then on it was 37-19 Detroit the rest of the game. Chauncey Billups, 1 out of 9 over the first 3 quarters.
Which means nothing for him.
Yeah, exactly. 3 out of 4 in the fourth quarter, knocked down some big 3-pointers. Finishes the night with 17 points and 10 assists. And Detroit wins its 3rd straight, 13 out of 16. They have the best record in the East at 16-8. The Cavaliers have lost 3 in a row. That snaps their 4-game home winning streak. And then they were just dreadful shooting in the last 3 quarters, 26%. And specifically, look at this in the fourth quarter. LeBron going 1 out of 6. The team goes 3 for 16, under 19%, as they were outscored 30-16 in the fourth quarter. So the night before it was the defense. They allowed 113 points to New Jersey, which was a season high, and allowed 57% shooting against them. And tonight the offense not there. And Steve Kerr was saying throughout that game, he said there's no rhythm, there was no continuity, no spark, no nothing in that offense.
Well, it was shot recognition.